I promise you. We're not playing. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Remember this heated moment with Russell Westbrook at a Utah Jazz game with a fan?
It was actually, we were kind of having fun, to be honest. And he had, I guess, heat. I thought it was ice. I just told him, I'm like, just sit down and ice your knees, bro. And he turned to me and he's like, that's heat. And I'm like, well, you're going to need it.
That fan, Shane Kiesel, seen here, was found to post racist memes. He also went after Westbrook in Salt Lake City.
I promise you. Everything I love. Everything I love. I promise you.
Kiesel would tell his wife the following.
Her first NBA game ever. Welcome to the NBA, Jen.
And Westbrook would speak to the media post-game.
Young man and his wife in the stands told me to get down on my knees like he used to. And for me, that's just completely disrespectful to me. I think it's racial. I think it's just inappropriate in a sense of there's no protection for the players.
Then teammate Patrick Patterson backed this in a tweet saying, no one is held accountable for their actions except for us. Fans are protected in every way possible, but not us. Some Jazz fans did not condemn these actions. In addition,
so when I say the name Michael Jordan, what comes to mind?
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
there's a man Jazz fans will never, ever turn their back on. Karl Malone.
There's a statue of Karl Malone outside of Utah. Now,
that was where I was going with that.
Y'all can look up Karl Malone and what happened with him. Karl Malone was 20 years old, impregnated a 13-year-old, got the away from her, wanted nothing to do with the baby.
The term is rapist.
That too.
That's the term.
That's
not dirtbag.
Meets the kid 17 years later, 17 years old. Says, listen, dog, it's too late for me to it's too late for me to be a dad to you. You got to go get it out the mud, get it on your own.
This is his history that he hates being reminded of. Meanwhile, Utah Jazz fans gave this man a standing O when he was announced as a judge for the NBA's All-Star Game Slam Dunk Contest.
There's one article here, and quite a few of them mention this, that you claimed that 150 athletes have dropped dead since the vaccine came out. Where did you get that information?
Well, I got it from a lot of places. Otherwise, I would have never had the confidence to share it.
Then there's fellow Jazz legend John Stockton, a debunked conspiracy theorist.
I have quite a system that I go through before I open my mouth, especially with statistics. And I knew at the time 150 was dramatically low. And I thought it was in the area of 300. So when I went and spoke at the Spokesman Review, we had a nice interview and they asked that. And of course, whatever factchecker.org or .com came out and said, well, that's baloney. I went back and looked again. I have names, pictures, faces, where they played. I had over 300 at the time. So I felt pretty secure with my little 150. And again, people had to come out and argue that. I had the proof in my hands, piece of paper with their names. So, and it's way more than that now. I think it's in the thousands now, but don't quote me on that one.
I won't quote. Okay, we're not quoting John on that one.
No, I'm not saying thousands, but it might be. It's a big number.
Though he will never release the data. So what led Jazz fans in uniting against the face of this great evil, one may be asking? This shirt. Supporters of the team caused such an uproar over the tee that the Jazz organization pulled it from the racks of the team store. Of course, setting aside that the NBA has a partnership struck with Jordan's brand, which is called Jumpman, where even rivals like the Milwaukee Bucks and the New York Knicks have these shirts available for purchase. In addition, it's not just the tees. The Jordan logo is emblazoned on NBA team jerseys as well, leading to more backlash from Jazz fans. Still available in the Utah Jazz team store. Karl Malone jerseys, Karl Malone shirts, John Stockton jerseys, John Stockton t-shirts. Via Stephen Knox. So the Jazz feature clothing items from a person who impregnated a middle schooler while in college and someone who approached the most devastating pandemic in a century with tinfoil hat logic and lies. These two are largely the featured attractions in the world of Jazz merchandise, and yet the fans were upset at a giant Jumpman logo. And to that I say, what the hell is going on here?